For example, it's Saturday and my family decides we should watch a movie. The three kids pick a movie each and our parents say we can decide after. Typically, I pick the normal boy movies, but somehow we always end up watching The Wizard of Oz. And I'm stuck here listening to them singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" for the next 2 weeks. Dad, Mom, why? All in all, I guess without my sisters, my life would be pretty dull and boring. And they definitely keep me on my toes and keep me cautious. Also, there are a couple good things to having sisters. Like, they're good at making brownies, they like roller coasters, and we all have the same sense of humor. And even though sometimes I feel like I can go over the rainbow, I always know there's no place like home.
Why being the best isn't always the best. 1. Numero uno. Top dog. All-star. Ace. Champion. MVP. Second to none. Primo. First rate. The talks. Being number one is pretty important in our society. And all of these expressions mean the same thing. You're the very best at something you do. Whether it's in sports, academics, business, or science. But is it possible that maybe, just maybe, being the best isn't the best after all? According to the humorist Jared Kinst, what does it mean to be the best? It means you have to be better than the number 2 guy. But what gratification is there in that? He's a loser. That's why he's number 2.
Chances are a lot of you procrastinate. Nearly everyone does, almost every day. It's one of the few things we don't put off till tomorrow. Procrastination is a thief of time, is an old saying and a wise one. Trust me, I know. I put the pro in procrastination. You could give me 67 years to do homework, and I wouldn't do it until the night before. I finished writing this speech last night. Just kidding, but I did procrastinate on writing this procrastination speech. What can I say? I work best under pressure. My definition of tomorrow is a mythical land where I get all my work done.
When he was 12, the war was getting extremely fierce, and the need for kamikaze pilots was great. Kamikaze pilots packed their planes with explosives and dive-bombed enemy ships in suicide missions. The military decided to train middle school boys as pilots, and Yoshiharu was forced to take part. He was about to be shipped off on a suicide mission when the orders for evacuation came, and he missed death by a hair's breadth. His second brush with death came when he and his sister were walking through a field. They heard the sound of an airplane coming from behind them. The pilot had spotted them and started shooting at them with his machine guns. They ran as fast as they could, trying desperately to avoid being hit by the flying bullets. Suddenly, they saw a bridge, and hiding underneath, were able to escape the bombardment.
$23.5 billion. $23.5 billion. That's the amount of revenue that sports generated last year in the U.S. alone. If you add in sports like soccer, cricket, tennis, and all the rest, it's even more mind-boggling how huge sports are today. However, with this economic success, there's come huge media coverage on a lot of negative things, such as arrest of superstar athletes for drugs, violence, corruption, and other scandals. To be honest, it's difficult to tell if society influences sports and if sports influences society because they are so intertwined. In fact, many would argue that they both impact each other greatly.